Hello, hello, and welcome to I have returned after a several has it been a week and a half hiatus? It's been a bit of a rough time. Whole family was sick. And I didn't really want to, and I mean, it was pretty bad this time. Usually it's not terrible, but this was more than what I would have liked it to be. You can kind of still tell I'm a little bit congested. But we're gonna just keep going. Apologies in advance if I cough. Just going to be what it is. Yeah, let's get started. As usual, today I'm gonna be focusing on our art stream, the majority of it. This. Okay. Man, it's been a little bit since I've done this. Oh, since I've worked on this. Okay. So the main things we're going to be working on today are finishing up the grass. What that means specifically is, so as you can kind of tell, the grass has like a bit of a, you can kind of see the bottom. That's no good. No bueno. No es bueno. So I'm gonna lower the grass just a little bit, so just so you can't see the bottom. Like you can, like back from back here, you can kind of see the bottom of the grass. That's not ideal. We're gonna go ahead and drop it down a little bit, and then on top of that, we're also going to I might do. Oh, I need to yeah, it took several things. I need to lower the grass a little bit. I need to just make it size it down, and then I also need to shade smooth it, because as you can kind of tell, it's showing up not smooth. And then when after that's done, then I'm going to work on the material side of it, and that's the tricky part for me. All of this stuff so far has been pretty straightforward. Materials and me don't always get along, so but that's what we'll be working on. The shader pretty much works. It is like 95% there. There's a couple of small tweaks I need to make to this specific scene, and that is mainly gonna have to do with the volume here. Here. Oh, yeah, there it is. This volume. It's holding this. Yeah. So, oof, don't do that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go through here and just change a lot of these settings. Same thing with this directional light. I'm gonna have to just go through and change all these settings just to make sure that it's just pretty much evened out and level. And ready. Okay, let's get started with my Blender scene. Let me open that up. Okay. Oh, question. Wait a minute. Let's turn this off. Wait, no. Let's turn the post-process volume off. Okay. The landscape is not currently coming through. Landscape. I think it's called ground. Called dirt, no? What did I call it? I never made it a material, did I? I think I did. Materials. Oh. Wonder what would happen if I did this. Let's just test it out. See what happens. So I'm pretty sure that breaking this will break the positioning. Oh, no, it doesn't. It does not. Okay. It's a weird rendering issue. Okay. Now the real test is if it comes through. It does. It does indeed. And it looks pretty good, actually. Cool. Awesome. All right. Let's go into making. Oh, let me make my head a little bit smaller because I have this set up for WoW. That's good. My head doesn't need to be that big. Already big in real life. Okay. How does this look in here? The flickering is definitely better, but it's not perfect. So, all right, we're going to make the grass a bit smaller. Move on. All right, so just as again, this is the concept art that we're working off of by Laura Bisson. I feel like that pretty sure that's how to say it now. Yeah. Did a great job with that. And I decided to make a 3D version of it. Down just slightly. It's not screeching at me. Okay, I believe this is the one. Cool. All right. Oop, nope. Yeah, it's pretty clear that some of these are above that line. Specifically, this one. I feel like this is supposed to indicate that it is, but it isn't. Because I feel as though neither of these are zeroed. Okay. Wait, this one's supposed to be zeroed? Huh? Am I missing something? Alright, there's one more here. Oh, I see what's happening. Ooh, there it is. Okay. I need to make a shortcut for this. Okay. Now I can both of these. Okay, now that these are all more or less in the correct spot, lower to about there. The other thing is I can do an offset inside of Unreal itself, but you know, this is just gonna be doable. This is what we're gonna do for now. The other thing I'm gonna do is also, once I get this figured out, I'm gonna create more. Just make it a little more dense, just so it's not as sparse. Yeah. Then I said I wanted to individually size them. Ooh. Not that much, just this much. think that should be good. Oh, my body is in pain. All right. So sizes, desize or lowered size, shifted origin points, lower. What was the other thing I wanted to do? What's the third thing that I wanted to do? I want to add points. Oh yes, shade smooth. That's right. Whole thing. Shade smooth. Great. Oh. All right. Those three things are done. So now we do the harder parts, which is the materials. And for that, we shall be following a tutorial. One moment. I forgot to queue this up. Bum bum. Dun 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 dun. And this one's by our, I guess, I mean, I was gonna say good friend, but he's not a friend. I wish he was my friend. Islain Girdo. Islain Girdo. Yep. Is a very fantastic job of creating a grass that I like. Bum bum.
Or it doesn't, so it's not perfect, but I'll show some techniques to improve this in
Kidoke. We're going to go back a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna go back a lot of it.
Our man works alone and never looks the
previous video where I showcased a similar workflow, so make sure to give that video a watch as well. Right into it. Alright, I usually start by modeling a couple of grass blades using very simple meshes and figuring out the overall style. I toy with pointiness, curvature, thickness, density, and so on. If you're familiar with the 3D software of your choice, modeling that kind of meshes shouldn't cause any issue. The challenge is mostly artistic at this point. It's all about creating interesting shapes that read well up close and at a distance. Using a 3D software to create foliage textures is a workflow I really like because it lets me make all kinds of maps very easily. Sure, it's a bit harder to achieve a painterly look if that's what you're looking for, but it has its benefits. For instance, those meshes are carefully unwrapped, so I can use that UV map to derive gradients using a simple material and create all kinds of useful maps, but more on that in a minute. I use a top-down orthographic camera to have a canvas to work with, right? That way I can lay my meshes within that render region and just press render to create my textures. Okay, once I'm happy with how the grass looks, I create the grass cards. But first I ensure I can create the most simplest cards for higher LODs, so those meshes need to be somewhat spaced out to allow that. Here I chose to create 2 LODs, so that's LOD 2, 1, and 0. Using automated tools to create LODs, like Unreal Engine offers, can lead to quite a few issues with meshes entirely based on cards, so I usually prefer creating LODs manually for foliage assets to have complete control over the process, and LODs are always very important to maintain decent performance. Now, performance is a complicated topic, right? Because it's somewhat subjective and highly dependent on a large number of variables, so there's most often not one single right answer. You might think a specific way of doing things is the most performant way, until you stumble onto an edge case in which it's not anymore. For instance, transparency has a bad reputation, and rightfully so. Overglow is most often a big concern, and so it's obvious that the most performant solution is to skip using transparency entirely and purely rely on geometry, but that's highly dependent on a large number of factors, so mileage may vary. There's pretty much always a tipping point though, because again, most often there's a huge number of grass meshes instantiated and rendered, right? So the vertex count can skyrocket quite quickly, and avoiding transparency entirely, but throwing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of vertices at your GPU isn't necessarily more performant. Obviously, with Nanite, it's much less of an issue, but you might have your reasons not to use it, like supporting older hardware for one, and again, it has its own set of constraints. Anyways, there's a lot at play when we speak of performance on grass. For instance, very small triangles at a distance can cause issues with quad overdraw. A depth prepass can greatly mitigate the cost of using masked opacity, but that pass comes
Early Z pass. Okay. Decide automatically.
at a cost on its own. Also, grass materials usually have a complex vertex shader to create wind animation, for instance, so that vertex shader cost also naturally increases with the amount of vertices to process, and so vertex processing can become a bottleneck. So there's no right or wrong answer here. I usually find that up close you can definitely afford some geometry to reduce overdraw as efficiently as possible, but then it's best to lower the vertex count quite drastically at a distance and rely on transparency more. But you might prove me wrong, and that's precisely my point. It's really a matter of figuring out where that tipping point is and finding the right balance between transparency and geometry. So I can only recommend you to profile, do benchmarks on your own, and see what gives you the best result with your typical in-game view distance, targeted hardware, and all that. Anyway, enough technical jibber-jabber. Once I have my flat cards model, I unwrap them. To do that, using a simple quad that matches the render region, I can just select everything and use the project from view bounds option.
Hang on. Slow down, bucko. I see. Okay.
To do that, using a simple quad that matches the render region, I can just select everything and use the project from view bounds option, and boom, done. Then I duplicate those. I can just select everything and use the project from view bounds option, and boom, done.
Yep. I see. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I'm heading into territory that's like kind of unknown. That's why I'm just being a little bit slower about this. I want to make sure that I get it right. So I should have those flats. Should all be the same. Correct? So I select ooh. I think I'm going to have to do the okay, yes. I know what I'm going to do. Okay. So for each one of these, I'm going to have to select copy UVs. Into the final cards, because I technically should have done this first, the UVs first. Yes. Okay. See, this is why I'm taking this slow. There's a lot of precision involved with this. Okay. So, oh, wait. Yeah, no. Well, These are the closest versions to it. So in theory, I could just oh boy, that's a lot of work, but is it worth it? Yeah, that's a lot of... Actually, no, these are separate. Because I fixed this on purpose. Yep, these are all fixed. Okay. We're going to delete these centered cards. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. From individual origins, rotate. Actually, no, let's... Okay, remove these cards, final flats. Now we're gonna go back to the plane that I had before. Should have a camera as well. There we go. Gonna make it so that I cannot select it. Very good. Okay, same thing with the plane. Alrighty. Okay. Cool. Yep. Nope. Nope. Just gonna delete that. Delete that. We're gonna use these. Okay. So these are fine. Those are good. Those are dandy. These, however, are not. These need to be combined. But what is grass 1? This is grass 1. This is grass 2. Grass 3. Grass 4. Grass 5. Grass 6. Okay, cool. Makes sense. All right. So now what we're going to do is going to combine these two all the way around. Control J. All right, that's 0, grass 1. Correct. Now all of these also need to be combined, except opposite direction. Okay, they should be all. It should be named 2. Okay, this should be number 3. Correct? Yes. 4? Ooh, no. 5. Correct. Okay. This one, number 4. Okay. This one. Number 6. Correct. Okie doke. Then what we're gonna do is take. What did he do? In what order did he do this in?
Then I our region, I can just select everything and use the project from view bounds option.
Plane is the last thing selected, and it is project from view bounds. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go here, here. Select the plane. No, here to here. Last. Ooh, why is that not being selected? Oh. Horizontal flats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Bounce. Correct. All right. That's exactly what I needed. Oh. And then from here. Oh, what am I doing? So now each of these corresponding UVs I should be able to copy them. Paste them into I'm missing the thing that I need. Okay. Oh, I don't have auto mirror either. Oh. Ooh, I don't have F2 either? Or loop tools?
Must be some kind of phase I'm going through. Your eyes look tired. I draw those lines scrabbled over my face. What's wrong with you? Where's that desire to shove and climb an incandescent path? You made
It ain't black.
trying to make the best
this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. So now I've got this. Prismatic. I'm going to start with this one. Ooh. This one's UVs is facing the wrong way.
Must be some kind of phase I'm going through. I can't reach higher. I try these lines wearing down on my face. What's
Okay.
wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
So it's going to be flat LOD1, grass 1. Okay, so we're going to go copy. I'm going to go over to centered cards. Only one with 2 blades of grass on it. Fine. One right here. Should add more of this. Oh, wait a minute. I already did do it. Please tell me I already did it. Then this will save me so much grief. Oh, yes, I did it, because past Josh was smart. Wonderful. This UV here. What's going on there? Huh? What am I doing? Cool. Excellent. I don't need to mess with this anymore. Great. Great, great, great. Alrighty. Let's make this plane go away for just 2 seconds. Let's rename these quickly. Why isn't this here anymore? Huh? Where did it go? Yeah, face orientation. There it is. What? Like, I'm going to lose my mind. Cool. Alrighty, that is what we're looking for. Oh, 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 oh. Quick stretches. My body is hurting today. All right. Great. Now that we've got that set up. Now we can go to the high poly here. Those should be in the exact same spots as the low poly. Yep. Cool.
And boom, done. Then I duplicate those cards, reset their pivot point, orientation, and scale. I have also tweak them a bit so they aren't just flat cards. Creating cards that can be seen from most point of views, at least partially, is greatly going to increase the perceived grass density and will make it way more interesting to look at up close. Then I duplicate those cards to create a grass mesh. Here again, there are things to try performance-wise. You see, this grass mesh is going to be instantiated in engine a huge number of times, right? And so you might want to try having a more compact grass mesh with fewer cards and fewer triangles and spawning a larger number of instances in engine, or try using a bigger mesh but fewer instances. There's probably a sweet spot to find. Anyway, once I'm done with that mesh, I usually like to bake pivots, especially for grass where the Z component is irrelevant because all pivots are pretty much at 0 in Z anyway, so you only really need to bake pivots in X and Y, and thus you only really need one extra UV map, so the memory cost is pretty much null, and the things you can do in engine with pivots is quite insane, so it's a win-win. If you're not familiar with the idea of baking pivots or any kind of data into UVs, I'll let you watch my video dedicated to that. Also on top of pivots, I like to bake a normalized top-down gradient in Y in an extra UV map.
Is this just for...
That's always super useful, and I also usually bake a pseudo-random 0 to 1 value in X per grass card. That let me randomize some things in engine per card, like offset the wind animation, but more on that later. Gradient in Y in an extra UV map, that's always super useful. That. Also on top of pivots, I like to bake a normalized top-down gradient in Y in an extra UV map, that's always super useful, and I also usually bake a pseudo-random 0 to 1 value in X per grass card. That let me randomize some things in engine per card, like offset the wind animation, but more on that later. If you do that though, you must make sure all LODs share that same value, right? Now it's always a great idea that later. If you do that though, you must make sure all LODs share that same value, right? Now it's always a great idea to mess with normals when it comes to make sure all LODs share that same value, right?
Interesting. Okay. So the way to do this looks like we're gonna go in here. Off this. Turn off. Add a UV map, which can be done down here. Okay. UV map dot baked data dot height random. Okay. I think this is going to be the last of this as well. So what I'm going to do here, just take this on the pipe back baked data. I'm going to go to align UVs. We're going to Brayton? No. Um. Nope. I feel like this is gonna break this. Okay. Can't I just do this? And then now we just do one of these. Oh, we want to do it according to this evenly. Okay. I think we're in a good place here. In theory, if I do this. Cool. Excellent. That's exactly what we want. It's not exactly what we want. Okay. I'm going to go through each one of these separately. Okay. 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 And UVs are something else. Eyes closed, I'm slowly falling to the music. Now and then, I feel like fading softly all over me, and I was alone. No. Please don't tell me. No. 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 What? Why? At what point in time did this happen? Oh my gosh. What? When did this happen? Oh no. uh, nope, not saving. File. Open recent. Well, it's here, but I'm gonna have to do all of that all over again, which in hindsight isn't terrible because it's fine. It's okay. It's probably better that we do it this way anyway. Select you. You. Man, this, okay. Why isn't my... Nope. Auto align. Uh-oh. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I only see 4. So one of these is right there. Uh-oh. This big one is on top of this other. I think we should. Let's double check. Ready. It's pretty good, I think. Alrighty. I think that's where we're gonna leave it because, wow. Not having done this before is there's a lot of things that I would do differently. I would have. Okay, what would you do differently? This is what you think about. Knowing what you know now, I would have randomized it somehow. I honestly. Okay. In the future, there's going to be more. So whenever I place a new one down, maybe just immediately do the high data as well. Because right now we've got the what in the world just happened? Okay. You're here, right? One of the tall ones. I really despise UV maps. Why? ¿Por qué? No entiendo lo que está pasando. Why did this change at all? Well, I did a lot of nothing today, which is what happens. For whatever reason, even though I was inside of this UV map, it changed this UV map, which is not what I wanted to do. That's actually kind of the worst case scenario, because now I need to go back to the flat cards. I need to reorient them and place them where I want them to go. And then I need to go back and do this new UV map. I'm not sure what's happening, because it was definitely, this is definitely selected, right? Like this was selected the whole time. And then you do that again, active UV map, but it's not. Not sure what's going on there. Something strange is happening. But yeah, we'll have to go back to where it was. I won't save this. And we'll just have to go from there. Yeah, that's a little frustrating, because about 45 minutes worth of work just got undone, which is, you know, how these things go. That's just how it goes sometimes. It'd be like that. But thanks for sticking through. Watching me push pixels. Yeah. As per usual, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next time. Peace.